Welcome, everybody, to the third night of Hanukkah, where once again we confront the words of the excellent Sarah Hurwitz in her essay, 8 Nights, 8 Jewish Values, Reflections for Hanukkah on the Jewish Obligation to Build a Better World. She says, one who destroys a life, Jewish tradition tells us, is considered to have destroyed the entire world. One who saves a life has saved the entire world. A person is not a statistic, nor a unit of GDP, but a boundlessly precious human who has an entire universe of potential. This may seem obvious, but how many of us have walked right by a homeless person on the street who asked for our help? If that person had been a celebrity, would we have stopped? If we had seen a laptop lying on the street, would we have stopped? Thank you, Sarah Hurwitz. Let's now confront her words. This principle, that of the absolute and non-negotiable worth of absolutely every human life, must be seared upon our hearts. But we're terrible at accounting, aren't we? When we assess worth, much like yesterday's reflection when we assessed worthiness, often we start from what we feel is a neutral place, and then we ascribe debits and credits and come up with some sort of a number. Is she a teacher? 3 points. Are they addicted to a substance or engaged in a behavior that we don't like? -6 points. Are their teeth even? +1. Do they smell? -10. What's their zip code? Do they own or rent? What was their class ranking in high school or college? And on and on and on. This needs to be confronted and dismantled and thrown into the waste bin. Our worth, your worth, my worth, the worth of the other starts at infinite and never wavers. We say we know this. It's embedded in documents that founded this country. It rolls so easily off of the lips and is mindlessly belched out without our ever fully grasping and internalizing the enormity of what it is we are affirming. Because this is not how the world has taught us to live. We mouth it, but we don't believe it ourselves. We don't believe it even about ourselves, which is why we so often lead with the attributes that we feel will buttress, will shore up our own ledgers, right? Our education, our achievements, our clothing, our cars, our careers. We know we're being sized up, however unfairly, and we feel that we come up wanting. We live in constant anxiety about what is written in those ledgers by the hundreds of people we encounter in the course of a day. And in spite of, or even because we know this game is toxic and rigged, still we impose the will and the weight of those judgments upon ourselves, and our intolerable shame moves to a fake grandiosity. A fake and fragile grandiosity. And then we do the same to others. We know that we will end up in the red. The system makes sure of it. We feel powerless to change what feels like indelible red ink staining our very souls. And so the best we can come up with is that even as we live in deficit, our small measure of comfort is that there are others whose books look even worse than ours. We make damn sure of it. And so it continues. When I hear Hurwitz speak to the infinite worth of every human, I must start with myself. I must declare myself enough. Not perfect, but also not unteachable. Not grandiose, but not filled with shame. Not static, not fixed, not rigid. I know there is more on the daily that I need to do, that I must do to become just a bit closer to the person I say I want to be. I know that there is more to learn and unlearn, more to examine, more to practice, but I strive to do it not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance. I need to get to a place where I can affirm my messy humanity as I look at my crooked and missing teeth, and my legion of moles, and my rounded belly, and my educational gaps, and my fake hair, and my relational challenges, and my failures, all of which make me who I am sitting in front of you and looking you eye to eye right now, today, in the here and now, and all of which must be accepted and integrated as I prepare to truly meet the other, in their messy, imperfect, yet, and absolutely perfect humanity. I challenge myself to look past societal markers, the designer shades, the German horsepower car parked in the valet stand that so many of us see as a proxy for value and worth. My smile must be no more bright for those with the keys to the Audi Quattro as for our homeless fellow on Broadway, in the median, at the stoplight in Lemon Grove. As we pivot to race, we can and do confront other markers that society ascribes warped values and inflated and deflated scores. Pedigree, heritage, clubs, associations, rap sheets, legacies, credit scores, all affected by a system of supremacy that puts a toxic and fetid thumb on a scale created for the benefit of only a few, to the detriment of so many more. People on the wrong side of that particular slash start with a deficit that no point system can ever make even. The societal forces guarantee that too. We'll never get it right if we use the world's accounting system. So it is our task to burn the ledgers. No more credits. No more debits. No more extra credit or asterisks or caveats or carve-outs. Start with infinity and stay there. See the worth that can never be diminished. Find what has always been there in yourselves, and then assist and witness the infinity of the other. Make it your life's work. Make it your life's work. And so the moon rises on the third night.